sitting here for the first episode of TED Talks, and Coach Pettigrew, first off, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to do this.
Absolutely.
Some coaches don't see the importance of this, but I do appreciate you giving media access, and
Yes.
you've been great for us. Matter of fact, I heard from Coach Ballard today. He saw the graphic on social media today,
Right.
and he's looking forward to these episodes, as well as many other people that have shared the graphic today. And first off, thank you, folks, for doing that.
Yes.
Spread the word about it. These kids deserve this notoriety and the spotlight. There's a lot of good things that are happening in this program right now.
It is. I'm excited about this year. This is going into my third year here at Humboldt, and the excitement's here. I've got guys who are juniors and seniors who've been starting for 3 years. This will be their third year starting, so I'm looking for big things out of them this year.
And really, the off-season program this year, it's kind of like it's finally taking. Last year, the first year you were hired, you were behind the 8 ball. It was no way you could get anything done. Off-season was over. But then the next year, it was kind of them getting used to your way of an off-season.
Right.
What about this year? They came in ready and knew what to expect?
Well, they came in ready. I had some guys who should have been out here, who didn't go through the all-season program. But this summer, we put it on them pretty tough. Unfortunately, we had a tree fall through our field house, so we've been out of the field house. We haven't hit a weight room since March. So we've been using part of the gym as a weight room. We took a couple of racks over and went up top, upstairs in the gym to make a weight room. But, we got it done. So.
That's kind of what the basketball team does during basketball season, right?
They do. Yes.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that. You segued right into that perfectly, Coach. You're not going to have your field house Friday night.
Yes.
We don't know when you're going to get back in that field house. Things kind of got put on hold. We've been talking about these renovations for a little while.
Yes.
But it's finally happening.
Yeah, it's finally happening. It's something that's a long time coming. Our kids deserve the best.
Yes, they do.
And you're going to hear me say that a lot because, they're our kids.
Yeah.
And when we're talking about somebody that we're responsible for raising and showing the right way, we have to give them the best. So I'm excited about the renovations that are going on right now.
It takes money to give them the best.
It does.
How's your fundraising efforts going? I know when we talked a few weeks ago, you were starting some things.
It's not going as well as I would hope for it to go, but there's still time.
Yes,
there's still time as far as fundraising. But what we have had happen is we've had a lot of businesses out in the community who've stepped up and just
That's awesome.
they're buying things for us. So,
yeah. Well, and it helps those kids to see that too, the community buying in.
Yes.
And that will translate on Friday night. And speaking of Friday night, here we are at game 1 for us. It's always confusing in high school football. Week 0, but it's game 1.
Yeah, week 0, game 1.
But you got a new foe. I don't know that Humboldt's ever played them. If it has, it's been a long time. It's been before my time.
Yeah, it's just as far as a head coach setting a schedule up, you look for games that you can compete with.
Yes, sir.
That you can give your kids a chance with, and they do a great job over at McNairy County.
Yeah.
And I played them when I was in Milan. I just really like the way that they do things over there.
Yeah.
So Coach is a pretty good friend of mine, so I reached out to him and see if we could play, and he agreed to it. So
good.
So it's going to be a good game Friday night. They're going to come in here ready to play.
What do you expect from that team? Like, are they a run-heavy team, pass-heavy team? I know you've been watching a lot of film.
They can do it all. They can throw the ball around. They can run the ball.
Yeah.
On defense, they're pretty feisty. They went against Hardin County this Friday night in Jim Bree, and they put up a good fight against Hardin County. So.
Wow. So McNairy comes to our place this year. Next year we will travel down to Selmer and play them down there in their house. But we need a good home crowd for this opening night. It's been a while since we've opened at home.
Yeah. We always need a good home crowd. What people don't understand is it's costing me right at $920 per player.
Yeah.
And the way that we fund that is through the crowd that comes in through the gate. We always need a good gate. If you look at the cities like Trenton, like Milan, that have like huge crowds that come in. That's the reason why their programs have so much money.
Yeah.
Because every city school or every school that's funded by the state, that's how we raise money. That and fundraising.
I appreciate you saying that, too, because there's a lot of businesses in town, as you've already mentioned, that buy into the program. Now we need the community to buy in.
Yes, we do.
You know, show
up.
We
need them to come out in large numbers. I mean, kind of like they do basketball here in Humboldt.
Yeah.
Because the football players they deserve the same support.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We've talked about what you expect from McNairy Central. You've had a few weeks here, even after your off season, I guess you could say. We've been getting ready for this game for quite some time. You've played in some jamborees yourself. More jamborees this year than I can remember in a long time.
We try to get the guys out, and there's nothing better to prepare for a season than practicing or going against another team.
Yeah.
You never get that level of competition amongst yourselves in practice.
Sure.
The way you would going against someone. So that's the reason why we do that.
That energy level is completely different in a game, too. And, there's a reason why even the NFL still has preseason, even though their starters half the time don't play in them, whatever. But, when we're getting ready for a season, you're playing your starters. You're trying to figure out, we talked about it in the newspaper this last week about what you expect out of a preseason. But now here we are at game one.
Yeah.
They need to be in game shape. Yeah. What do you expect from our team this Friday night?
I expect for us to be in shape. But one thing that we do here at Humboldt, I took that from my beginning years of coaching. We run them before practice. Usually conditioning is after practice.
Okay.
We run them before practice, and then we put them to the test to see if they can practice full speed.
Sure.
So if you get them a little winded, and then they're still expected to go hard in practice, I mean, it just makes a better athlete during the game.
Yeah, and we're going to need that because of the numbers. I saw it on the junior high level the other night. They traveled to Northview. I said in the newspaper they outnumbered us 2-1. It was closer to 3-1 as far as how many people they had. It's a county school.
Yeah.
But man, when they started, it was just like, oh my goodness. They were able just to rotate guys in and out. But our guys have to play both sides of the ball and all game.
They do. I mean, we played. Here in the preseason, we have played a ton of kids.
Yeah.
Nobody's just sitting around not getting any playing time. Everybody's getting their fair share of playing time. So we expect for you when we put you in the game, you got to step up and play.
You talked about, learning some things in the beginning years of coaching. What year did you get into coaching?
Oh, man, it's about 20 years ago.
Wow.
Well, be honest with you. If you just really want me to be honest, I started coaching the spring of my senior year in high school.
Really?
I went down and coached the middle school at Milan. The middle school coach had stepped down, so they needed somebody to coach spring practice. So me and a couple of my classmates went down and coached.
Okay.
And I went to my very first coaching clinic with the legendary John Tucker.
Yeah.
We were at the Gaylord Opryland Hotel.
Yeah.
I was sitting at the table with Steve Spurrier, with Gene Stallings, with Eddie Robinson, legendary Eddie Robinson, Coach Philip Fulmer. I'm sitting at the table with those guys talking football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know sometimes some of the language that those old-time coaches used is different than what you can do today, but be thinking every time you come to this program maybe a story that you can tell. We want to I said that you can tell. I heard you even addressing the kids the other day and was even talking about the times when you played. They've got it really kind of made right now because there's laws against certain things, and you have to stop and give them water breaks. So think of some of those stories. That's one of the things that's going to draw people to this program is just drawing from the wealth and experience that you bring to this program. I remember talking to Coach Ballard, really, I think it was a year or two before they actually got you. Right. And he kept bringing your name up to me saying, Seth, I'm trying to get Coach Pettigrew over here. You were still at Northside. He's like, man, I really hope I can get him to come to Humboldt when I'm ready to step away. And, that's just what we needed, somebody to come in here with the experience. I could say, hey, I've been where you're at. I've played the game. I've coached the game a while. I'm not new. If you'll listen to me, you can trust the process.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've been in this game, dealing with this game, more than half of my life. Be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's something that there's not a lot I have not seen in this game.
Yeah.
So.
How hard is it to balance the family life with coaching during this time of year?
To be honest with you, I'm learning to balance that even more.
Yeah.
I think family is everything. If you're not a good family guy, you're not going to be a good coach anyway because you don't understand the dynamics of what our kids go through.
Sure.
So on Saturdays, man, I get my coaches assignments. We don't meet on Saturdays.
Okay.
Have everything done and ready Sunday when we meet because I want them to have some family time.
Yeah.
And when I got in, it's 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Still work 7 days a week, but we don't meet 7 days a week.
That's right.
We don't meet 7 days a week, and I give them family time. I want them to spend time with their families.
Sure.
Coach Willis has has a 5-year-old son, so he needs to be at home with his son sometime. And of course, I'm raising girls. I got to be around.
That's right.
I have to be around.
That's
right.
So,
my youngest daughter, she's a junior this year.
Yeah.
And all of my life, she's been around football.
Yeah.
So I mean, she's used to daddy being away working and everything, but when I'm at home too long, Daddy, you got some football to do.
Yeah.
Trying to get me out of the house. So.
I know Michaela has helped us with the newspaper taking pictures. As a matter of fact, she's doing that this week for us at some games that we can't be at. And it's just good to see the family involved. And, I knew that family was very important to you. We'll ask some questions like that as well during these programs, just to let people get to know you. And, there's a whole lot more to football than what happens that they see.
It is.
Letting people understand that.
When you say it's a whole lot more, man, I've been – of course, our field house is under construction.
Sure.
So we have nowhere to wash clothes. So –
yeah.
Man, my wife is looking at me sideways because I'm washing all of the clothes at my house.
Oh no!
I'm taking a load of laundry, 2 or 3 loads of laundry home every night. So
man,
it's been a job, but at the same time, I mean, I love what I do.
Sure.
I love what I do. Matter of fact, when we finish here, I'm going to try to finish washing the white jerseys, get all those stains out of it from Friday night. So
yeah. So what jerseys do we wear this Friday?
This Friday we'll wear the red jerseys.
Okay.
The home games we wear the dark jerseys, and the visiting team wear the white jerseys.
Okay. So. All right. Yeah. Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking time for us. I know in the pregame you've made a player available, and again, I thank you for that media availability there, just to be able to talk to the kids and kind of let people know these players as well, because man, they deserve the spotlight. They're great kids.
We had a guy that Friday night just played absolutely lights out.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably scored his very first points ever in a live scrimmage game.
Yeah.
And it was a safety.
Yeah.
I mean, he plays outside linebacker in a way, and his motor, the way he comes off the ball, man, it's exciting to watch.
That's going to be awesome.
To watch. So, hopefully, his name is Jamari Rivers. So when you guys meet him and talk to him, hopefully, I mean, you get to know the kid. He's a special kid.
Sure.
Yes, he's a good guy.
Well, we appreciate it, Coach. As you can see behind us, folks, they have just come off the practice field. I don't know if you could see any players behind us. I know they were wrapping up as Coach was coming over this way. But we appreciate you taking time to watch this show tonight. And, Coach, thank you again for the time.
I appreciate you, sir.
All right.